Ani, Bojo, Kwe, greetings. It's Catherine from Moonstarlodge in tiny Ontario on the shores of Georgian Bay. And we are an Indigenous lodge, been around for 42 years, doing Indigenous spirituality, arts, and education as Indigenous people. So, welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been before. For many, many years, I've been doing cartomancy since 1974, and I would say professionally since 74, just kind of fooling around with it before that. I was a trained licensed spiritualist minister, did parapsychology and psychology in university, and many, many years in the bush and back here having trained shamanically. So I come with all kinds of aspects to this work. The science part of university, the spiritualist training for the mediumship and parapsychology parts, and the shamanic work for our traditions, spiritually and culturally. And specifically, this channel started just over 10 years ago, but we've been doing weekly and multi-weekly readings since the beginning of COVID, just to keep connected with our community. And for a long time, we did a midweek and then a weekend reading sort of on top to connect and add information as it arose. We're changing it up now. I got a message from Spirit to shift the midweek video to come out on Wednesday nights instead of Tuesday nights, to cover sort of the back half of the week, Thursday through Sunday, in case there's additional information. And why might that be? Well, we all have free will choice, and consequently, with the information that we're given about the week, we are all individually and collectively making decisions that impact how things turn out. So from now on, we'll be uploading on Wednesday for the Thursday through Sunday reading. And today's reading might appear to be somewhat silly, but it's not. Actually, you can blame Jenny Pearson for this, because some time ago I asked about whether people were interested in a video on my collection of art cards, meaning decks that were created by artists or created from the works of artists if the artists are deceased. And I have quite a splendid collection of lovely tarot decks. My tarot decks now exceed about 1,512 decks, something like that. And this has been amassed since 1974. And I've been very careful how I curate my collection for the most part. I've had a few impulse buys in there, but I don't want to speak about that because the keeper of the castle is sitting within earshot. Anyway, the request to view the art cards has sat with me until I found, the right timing. But when I was thinking about it, I kind of got off on a tangent, and art cards became cat-based or feline-themed art cards, because I pulled out a deck to work with last night, and it's a Fournier deck, and it cracked me up. I mean, the art is just exquisite. And I'm going to use that particular deck as the lead tarot for the full week video, and I'm going to switch it up. I have a basket full of decks. I'm not even going to try to lift it up because the basket cracked when I brought it in here. But Brian will insert a still photo somewhere in this video of all the available cat decks, and some of them I have in duplicate because of their rarity. Anyway, I've also got a Moonology card and my Marigold Tarot ancestors, because as I was preparing the decks to lay out the messages, I was reminded that we really needed a lunar aspect card and some ancestor wisdom. So we will get to the art cards. Just assume that some of these cards today are very artistic, if not just a tad silly. All right, this covers the week of July 3rd to 9th. We are still in Love's All Things, and so let's go to the cards, Brian. So here's the Fournier deck. It's Tarot Cats by Anna Juan. It's delightful in its silliness. And then I have other cards here. Of course, the Moonology deck. I have a cat card from the Tarot of the White Cats. That's this one. I have the Marseille Cat Tarot. I'm a serious Marseille aficionado, and I believe that's this one, yes. But that struck my sillies. We have the Cat's Eye Tarot represented here. That reminds me of socks. We have the Marigold for the ancestors. This Spirit Cats, which I have used before actually in other readings. I don't think I've used any of these decks before in readings. I'm quite sure of it. And then the Fantasy Cats Oracle by Paolo Barbieri. I have other Barbieri decks that don't appeal to me, but this one does. So here's our tarot, and here's our clarifiers, the Ancestor card and the Moonology card flanking them. So we start with the Two of Wands, which means we're pulling together information and coming into balance around an idea that we've been incubating about a journey. It's interesting, this is a Wands card, Wands, and Wands here. So there's a heavy, passionate, spiritually infused aspect to this week. And one of the clarifiers is a Wands card. So lots of fire, passion, initiation. So here we go. We've got this incubating idea. We're looking to put it together. We're feeling balanced about it. However, the clarifier is the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety. And what this talks to me about is analysis paralysis. This cat here is looking at the globe and analyzing the wheres, the whys, and the hows. But this says to me the analysis is way too left brain. So the ancestors are telling us to get out of your head, in your left brain at least, and connect with Source, connect with them, connect with spirit guides, angels, anybody that brings the balance that's required of any two card. The number twos are all about bringing things, sometimes disparate things, into balance and peace. So the reminder here is to avoid anxiety and analysis paralysis. It's followed by the Queen of Wands, and she is the one with the balance around not moving too quickly, keeping things peaceful, moving in a mature, I want to say emotionally mature, not to confuse her with the Queen of Cups, but she brings an introspective, whereas kings are extroverted, the queens are more introspective or introverted, in the sense that they walk peacefully with their spiritual journey. So she is bringing her balance to light here. I don't know if this little familiar is giving us the bird or what he's doing, but it's protective. It's, I guess, her kitten. So this is a good card. It's followed by, or clarified I should say, by cuddling. Cuddling is connection with others. So perhaps the journey may require some support from those in this dimension. Again, here we are with the Eight of Swords. So we have the Nine of Swords, and this is the anxiety, the sense of entrapment, which is purely not real, is creeps in. Spirit is reminding us, it's clarifying this card with the world. The world is ours if we take off on this journey. We are completing something that is a highly important journey in our lifetime. This is a major arcana card. Some of these journeys take the first 27 years of our lives to complete, or the 28th to the 54th year, or 55. These are major cycles. So by getting out of our head and not resorting to worry, we're going to recognize that we are accomplishing something that's important for our soul. So we must be getting past this. The Queen must be helping us, because here's the Fool. The journey starts, no problem. And we're being told with the clarifier card, which is the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is saying, go like stink, full bore, make it happen. Temperance steps in, and she's the alchemist and the artist, and she is making us aware that we can bring two very basic earth elemental things together and create something very magical. She's in her angelic form. There is no restriction to what we can create. Clarifying the Temperance card, and this is a major arcana card, is generosity. This little cat is called Sapphire, the generous spirit in us all. When it's dark outside, he will always come through for us with his dancing rainbow lights and gentle eyes. Allow generosity to flow in all directions. Offer your hand, your ear, your understanding, and your heart to a person in need. Graciously receive the help from another when you are challenged, stuck, or down on your luck. Be generous with yourself. Give yourself time, love, and sweet nurturing care. We take turns being the helper and the one in need of help. Generosity connects us to something larger than ourselves, and that's the whole point of this journey. What we do on our own individual walk through this our lives, impacts everybody that we come in contact with, whether directly, indirectly, whether we know it or we don't know it. Spirit is channeling folks so quickly today, I'm stumbling over my words. So this may feel stressed, but it need not. We get out of our third dimensional left brain and know that generosity is something that we need to bring into this to make the temperance. Temperance is a card of balance, by the way, as well. So that's important to know. It's clear. The next card, not its clarifier, but the next card is the Four of Swords. So this is a time of deep rest. So part of this journey involves the movement, the very swift movement, the making things happen with the help of others and helping ourselves. But toward the end of the week, the 8th to the 9th, we're looking at needing a period of rest. So that's probably by the weekend. And it's clarified by the Judgment card, another major arcana card. And we are the only ones who can judge how we rise up and be sort of reborn into this new journey that we've established at the beginning, and the ebbing and flowing of fear and faith. But with deep rest comes the knowledge of the judgment that's required to move us to a point of transcendence. This is almost, when these are in alignment like this, it reminds me of the phoenix rising from the ashes. And finally, we have the Nine of Wands, this poor bandaged cat at the end of the journey that was started here. Something is completing, and he's a little battle scarred. He or she is a little battle scarred, but they're done. They've made it happen. Something that we're initiating here. Now, our clarifier for this card is clear your mind. This card represents the last quarter moon in Gemini. We've just come out of Gemini. So I'm going to ask the Grand Poobah there to dose and see if we're talking about the attributes only or if we're talking about Gemini period in 2024.
Gemini period 2024.
All right, so that's very significant. So we need the attributes for sure of clearing our mind in the fourth quarter of Gemini. However, or the last quarter, I should say, of Gemini. But what we are doing, this world completion card here, in alignment with this card, says whatever we're starting this week of the 3rd of July completes a whole year from now. So that's extremely telling. All right, you can flip the camera. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I'm going to switch it up now and get using the same groupings of cat tarots and cat oracles. I only have 3 oracles out of all the card decks I have, so I will repeat with the oracles and perhaps pick a different cat tarot. All right, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on Wednesday evening with the end of the week reading. Aho.